Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And this is the beginning of a very busy week. All kinds of things going on. And you'll be hearing a lot of us filling in for Glenn as well all this week, and then Monday and Tuesday of next as well. Jeffy will be filling in for Stu, as a matter of fact. So
excited about it.
Get a 5-hour dose
Happy to
of
be
us
here,
today.
baby.
Congratulations.
I wasn't aware of next week, though.
I think Stu's back.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. So. So that's why you weren't aware of next week. Probably. We've got a brand new bingo card, and when you get bingo, you want to be the first to call 888-900-3393. First word out of your mouth, bingo, in a very excited way.
Where does one go to
call last week?
Where does one go to get the bingo card that you're referring to?
I think you can find it at the top of the Pat Gray Unleashed Twitter page.
Correct.
Or X, if you like, but nobody does. So it starts.
That's not true.
It's nobody likes it.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true. Are you the one person
I am.
who likes the fact that he changed from Twitter to X?
I am.
Okay. One person on this planet likes it.
I don't necessarily
the word
like
person
it, but it
is debatable
what it
when
is.
describing Jeffy.
That's a good point.
I don't necessarily like it, but it is what it is.
Okay, I just said nobody likes
I know.
it. Now
I know
you tell
did.
me you
I
don't
know.
necessarily like
I'm
it.
changing my tune.
Backpedaling.
Okay.
And you win $30 to spend at
Yes, that's right.
PatGrayShop.com
and a dozen Kexi cookies,
cookies.
from which is valued. I think most people put the value at about $14,000.
That's the thing. The prize
for 12. Yeah.
for the work you put in.
Yeah,
to
it's
play.
incredible.
It is something
It's
else.
incredible. So it starts in the upper left-hand corner with me saying, "Nanner sandwich, man. Sell it. Give me a nanner sandwich." Something like that. Then we got Jeffy.
Well, the square says pimp CTF.
Right.
I mean,
that's what it says.
Be sure to subscribe to Chewing the Fat.
And that doesn't count because we're doing the actual
rundown.
introduction of the bingo card. He got to go.
He got to go!
Oh, nice. Chris says,
"Catch me if you can, coppers."
How fast are you?
Fast enough.
I kind of like to see that.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know why, but it is.
I know, right? Me talking about the mean streets of Helena.
Oh, yeah.
Also, what I say, you can throw out all the record books. It's usually in relation to some heated competition.
Like landscaping.
Yes. Then we've got Trump saying it's a joke. Keith with
Fun fact.
a John Kennedy clip of some kind. Could be anything. That'll happen sometime during the week.
For sure.
Jeffy saying.
Right.
Also a Stephen Miller clip.
Ooh.
Could happen at any time. Me saying or asking, could you imagine Joe doing this?
That's pretty much anything.
Pretty much anything. Audio, video doesn't play when prompted. Pretty much a free square. That's why it's right in the middle.
Oh, that hurts.
Then she has me saying this.
First, let me make it very clear. Poor people aren't necessarily killers.
Right. Poor people aren't necessarily killers. So I'd probably be doing the George Bush imitation. Poor people aren't necessarily killers. But usually they are, and everybody knows
Everybody knows it.
So then we've got the
So if we put the 18-minute
problem
together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Brilliant.
It's a fact.
Brilliant. Nobody could argue with it.
Yeah.
Keith says,
I can't.
The relay runner.
You're not thinking of my mental, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the chick that...
Yeah, you're not thinking about my mental.
Yeah, hit the other chick.
Was that in... Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not thinking about my mental. Okay. Jeez.
I know.
Jeffy says...
Illegal. It's not illegal. It's illegal. That's insane.
Then we've got this. The crickets. Me saying, my hands are small. I know. But they're not yours.
No, they're not.
They are my own.
That was classic Jewel.
And I will not be broken. There's a representative. Small hand.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that's why we have them.
On this camera.
Chris uses a double negative. Can't hardly imagine him doing that.
No, that
would be so
unusual.
out of character.
Heard a lot of
for
those
him.
this weekend on broadcast television.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of double negatives?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Ain't no.
You're welcome.
A lot of ain't
Ain't
no's.
no?
A lot of ain't no's.
Oh. If there ain't no, there must be some.
Broadcast television. Was it coming out of Green Bay, Wisconsin?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Me saying rat's anus. Trump with ask the Hooties.
Ask the Hooties.
Strangely left out the blowfish, though. I don't know why. They didn't get their due in that
Edited.
particular thing. Yeah, maybe. Keith says,
What's that now?
and then I talk about liberals eating their own. So that's a fun bingo card
Yeah, no doubt.
this week. And you bring up the NFL draft over the weekend. What an incredible circumstance for Shedeur Sanders, who at one point they thought he was going to be the first or second or maybe at worst third pick in the overall draft.
Pundit said.
Yeah, but come on. Everybody thought he was going to go in the first round. He fell to the fifth. The fifth round.
It was a pity pick, too, I think.
Oof.
Felt like a pity pick.
Did it?
Did.
Well, didn't they take two in the same,
Yeah, Cleveland's
Cleveland
got
get
like
Dylan-
80 quarterbacks now, yeah.
they got Dylan Gabriel, and then they picked Shedeur Sanders right after it.
Correct.
And they've got Joe Flacco, Deshaun
Flacco.
Watson, and Kenny Pickett.
What happened to Deshaun Watson? Signed like $1 billion contract
He's
or
still
something.
getting paid.
Holy cow. That is unreal. What was that, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Now it's so bad in Cleveland, they're drafting 2 quarterbacks right in a row. Amazing. It's just incredible.
And they brought on a couple during the
And,
offseason.
yeah.
I mean, Flacco's 40.
Wow. How old is Deshaun Watson now? He had that issue, right, with massages.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. And now he's got issues with injuries because I guess he's not getting the proper massages. So
That's what happened.
that's what
That's
happened.
exactly. You just worked that out nicely.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I put the whole thing right into perspective
That's what I thought.
there. Yeah, that's great. So Shedeur fell to the 5th round. Amazing. I don't. Most people, I think, believed he was a first rounder, if not the top 3, certainly in the first round. But he apparently had some. I'd like to know what happened in his interviews because they apparently went really, really badly.
Yeah, there were plenty of reporting that his interviews went poorly. And then I saw a big layout from a couple of scouts from the NFL that said that in our eyes, he was never going in the first round.
Oh, really?
And they laid out all their film watching, all their game watching, everything about him. And so
They show him against BYU because maybe that's what made his draft stock fall.
Actually,
Got their anuses kicked.
that and
sideways.
Apparently, Nebraska playing a pro defense, and he looked so bad against
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
that also
Yeah, because
apparently paid him.
Nebraska beat him 28-10, right?
Yeah, that's
Wasn't that it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And BYU beat him 36-14.
And the scout talked about how when they brought in the new offensive coordinator, the offensive plan was, real easy, make him look good offense.
Yeah. Well,
Right, and you're not
Yeah.
going to have it catered to you when you get to the NFL.
right. So, okay. Well, maybe that makes sense then. I don't know. All I know is Aaron Rodgers still whines about being selected 24th
Well,
overall.
everybody keeps bringing it up, so.
He's the one that he brings it up a lot. He still cries about it. He was still picked in the first round. Can you imagine? We'll have to hear from Sanders.
Oh, forever.
Oh my gosh.
Forever.
Also, our own local DFW product from South Lake, Quinn Ewers. He was the #1 recruit in the country. Went to Ohio State, wound up at Texas. Actually fought off Arch Manning, which is not a small task. And then he went in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So it was quite a draft. Quite a draft. The other thing I found very fascinating was that the Godless Animals had one person picked. BYU had 0 people picked. How did Missouri do? Anybody?
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
a couple of one offensive lineman went in the first round.
Oh, that's
top
right.
10.
Yeah.
And then wide receiver went, and another defensive linebacker went in that first round.
Nebraska have anybody?
Yeah, had a couple of guys. One of them ends up playing for Stu's Eagles. So
Oh, cool.
Ty Robinson's gonna.
All right.
It was a very good pick by the Eagles. Yeah, got a bargain.
The Godless Animals had a tight end selected in the 7th round, Caleb Lohner, who's a really interesting situation because he initially signed to play basketball for Utah out of high school. BYU flipped him. He played 2 seasons of basketball at BYU. Then he transferred to play basketball at Baylor. Then he transferred back to Utah and switched sports. I've never seen this happen before. Switched to football, played this past year. His stats were incredible. He caught 4 passes for 54 yards in his entire collegiate career, and he got drafted by the Denver Broncos.
His body's healthy. He can go. I mean,
I
that
guess.
has a lot to do with it. Quinn,
And he's 6'8".
Quinn had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
That kind of those injuries add up in college, man. I'm well aware of that.
Sure. Yes, they do. They really do. And he is, he's 6'8". He's a big target. But who selects a guy in the draft that's caught 4 passes in their whole career?
They can train him. He can do practice squad if he doesn't make the team. I mean, that's.
I guess. Yeah, you're not risking that much in the 7th round. But still, it was a
by
fascinating
that time, it's almost. I mean, you get to say you were drafted and everything, but it's almost better financially.
If you
to
get
be
the
undrafted free agent,
right. Which there's a bunch of those, and some of them work out.
Yeah, they do.
Seem to work out better than being in the 7th round. Actually, I'd like to see the stats on that sometime. All right, to the doom and gloom of the world, and everybody making a big deal out of nothing. The funeral of Pope Francis took place over the weekend at the Vatican, and the Trumps were seen with Cardinal Joe Tobin.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's given them their marching orders.
Yeah, of course.
He's the guy in control. And there they are, right there. Cardinal Joe Tobin.
Of Newark?
Of Newark.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I know who you're talking about.
So the big deal was that President Trump wasn't wearing a black suit.
I know. What a hater.
Oh, wow. Oh,
No respect.
Wow. So they're making a huge deal.
Yeah, all of
out
the pictures that you see getting circulated just show a very tightly cropped section of the funeral that shows Trump is wearing blue and everyone else is wearing black. However, if you zoom out, then you might notice that there's Trump in blue. A lot of black, of course. There's blue suit. Let's see. We got a blue suit.
And are all of them getting hammered like...
I don't know that they are.
I know they're not.
Fascinating, isn't it?
I know, man.
I saw one on Drudge. They had a photo of it, and they zoomed out and showed everybody else in black and white. He was the only one in color,
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
the blue stood out completely.
So dishonest.
Trying to make it like, okay, he's the only one.
Ever.
Just so dishonest.
Need to call
So
that
stupid.
the anti-Trump report.
And it really
That's
is.
really-
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
exactly what it is.
Seriously.
It's outrageous.
I mean, every headline there is just a joke.
Yeah, very true. But he also met one-on-one with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelenskyy.
This is awesome. This is the video where he dismisses Macron. Yeah.
Because apparently there was reporting that Zelensky wanted Macron to be there.
Yeah,
And
like
they-
I think Trump is saying right now, look, I'm going to go talk to him.
You
just
beat it.
one-on-one.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
You beat it.
there's
Hit the
3
bricks
chairs.
And go ahead and get this chair, get his chair out of
Yeah.
here.
Yep. Yeah, because they had 3 chairs.
That's great.
That's
And then
awesome.
it turned out to be Macron dropping Zelensky off at the daycare.
That's
bro.
awesome. Yeah, no, I got this.
So
Now
Trump
get
said
out.
this was a good meeting. You know, the White House is a good meeting. Obviously, you're going to say that. But I don't know. This White House would probably be really honest if it went poorly. But the thing
Yeah.
to note is that right after this, Trump tweeted out something about Putin. Stop, launching missiles into residential areas.
That'd be a good idea.
And, let's get this thing solved. So
Good.
we'll see. I don't know, man.
Good.
And he
I
was
love-
asked about it on the tarmac too, and said
Yeah.
that he felt that meeting went well. He said he wants to make a deal, and then he said he's like me with X. He was like, I'm pretty sure he wants to make a deal. I don't know if he wants to make a deal, and then so we'll see, how it turns out. I mean, I'm hoping that he was, he also went on there about talking about the loss of life and how he does, he sees the pictures and how bad it is, and he feels bad for all the parents that, say goodbye to their sons and then the next day they're dead. We have to stop this.
Yeah. Yeah. I also love the fact that he dismissed Emmanuel Macron.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Hey, you know what, Frenchie? Why don't you go, I don't know, bake some croissants or something, all right? Beat it.
Somebody else
Beat it.
to go serve some drinks over there in the other room.
So good. All right. Let me tell you about Books, because this is a fantastic way to get flowers for your wife, your mother, your girlfriend, your sister, your aunt, any woman in your life, or for that matter, men. I mean, these are.
Thank you.
Yes, right. I don't want to discriminate against any men in your life, but it is Mother's Day coming up, so.
No need to be rude, Pat.
Yeah. So don't forget your mom. I know when my mom was around, always sent her a bouquet of roses on Mother's Day. She loved it. Absolutely loved it. My wife just got her bouquet, and the way they were packaged when they got there was so fantastic. There's netting on some of the blooms, and they've got water on some of them to protect them. And then, so when you put them in the vase and you put them up displayed in your house, they're absolutely beautiful. They are fantastic. So Mother's Day is coming up, not this weekend, right? But the weekend after.
May
I
11th.
believe.
Yeah.
So May 11th is Mother's Day. Give Mom her flowers. She deserves the best. That's why you should send farm fresh flowers from Books. That's short for bouquets. And got you 25% off your entire Books purchase. So you can send some to your wife, your mom, your sister, whoever in your life. 25% off right now. Books is different. Their flowers are cut fresh and sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. They have modern designs and unique flowers. It's really simple, and with 25% off, you can send some to mom, to your wife, to your aunt, or even grandma. Go to Books.com, use the promo code PAT to get the 25% off. That's BOUQS, short for bouquets. Books.com, promo code PAT. Books, promo code PAT.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
So the FBI arrested the judge in New Mexico that was accused of allowing an illegal alien gang member to live at his house. Remember that story?
Yeah.
First he said, yeah, I got an illegal alien living above my garage. And then he's like, no, that didn't happen.
That's not what I meant.
What?
That's
What do you
not
mean?
I meant.
Did you take that literally? Huh. And in Wisconsin, Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan got arrested for helping an illegal alien avoid his court appearance. Check this out.
Judge, anything to say about this?
There's the winner. So that's not the perp walk. They did post a photo of her being walked out of the courthouse, but
They don't seem happy.
pulled that down. Yeah, she's not.
Wow.
She's not happy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
She's used to having all the power, and now it's turned around.
Yeah. Oopsie daisies. Oh, golly. Maybe you shouldn't have aided and abetted a criminal. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, helped them out the back door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh. And misled ICE as to where they
Yeah.
were. This was Attorney General Pam Bondi explaining what went down there.
So rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learns that ICE was outside to get the guy because he had been deported in 2013, came back in our country, commits these crimes, charged with committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out. She goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaken, upset, sends them off to talk to the chief judge. She comes back in the courtroom. You're not going to believe this. Takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out a private exit and tells them to leave. While a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom.
Wow. Good gosh.
There you have it.
Wow.
Wow. Such is the hatred for this president. God, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Steve Baker, who, of course, had to deal with the absurdities around J6. I mean, I appreciated his tweet. He's like, why did this lady not at least have to spend the night in jail or put her in leg irons? I mean, this is obscene.
Yeah, it is.
This is a violation
of so much
sense.
I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is.
It's hard to believe. You just, that can't have happened. No.
Right.
There's something wrong there. That didn't happen.
No one's above
yet
the
it did.
law, Judge Dugan.
Wow. Man. Meanwhile, MSNBC, this will be surprising to you. They weren't happy about the way things went down for that judge. Yeah, they weren't happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, the Justice Department thinks they have a really good position here. Pam Bondi was on television today boasting about this arrest and using language that prosecutors don't tend to use, especially in the pre-indictment phase, not saying allegedly, saying that it happened. And look, I think a lot depends on if the facts are true, as alleged by the FBI agent in the court papers today. It doesn't look great for the judge, no matter how you slice it. But then the other question is, was this kind of escalatory action, was this the best course of action, to actually go and arrest her and take her to court and charge her federally?
To uphold the law, you mean?
That's a big step.
Yeah, it's a big step to uphold the law.
Big step for her to take the defendant and the attorney and get them out the back door.
How many guests, how many talking heads did you have on MSNBC saying, did we need to arrest the president of the United States, the former president of the United States?
Zero, yeah.
Okay.
Zero.
These people.
Oh, I know.
I can't.
Do we need to go after the grandmother who paraded at January 6th? No.
Exactly.
I mean,
FBI raids for them.
Or about 1,000 others.
Or at least 1,000, yeah.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing where we are right now.
Living amazing times. Man.
Yeah, yes. And the left is so loud and obnoxious with their hatred for Donald Trump that, it can't help but affect the polling now. And so now you're seeing his poll number supposedly at 39%. I'm kind of surprised it's that high, considering the beating he's taking
a huge beating
in the
every
mainstream
day.
press every day, all day. And it doesn't matter what he does. They don't care. They tear him apart for absolutely every movement. I mean, this thing at the Vatican, just so stupid. Really? He wore a blue suit, and you're all freaked out about that. Many others wore blue suits. Not every single person wore black. And even if he were the only one who wore a blue suit, so what? Gosh, it's just so ridiculous.
I know, but they reported he was asked to wear black. I don't even know if that's true.
Yeah.
But
I don't either.
That's what was reported with that picture of him being the only one in blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
madness.
It is maddening.
Over the weekend, there were headlines of a 2-year-old U.S. citizen being deported. Secretary of State Marco Rubio addressed that issue.
Is everyone on U.S. soil, citizens and non-citizens, entitled to due process?
Yes, of course. But let me tell you, it looks in immigration standing, the laws are very specific. If you're in this country unlawfully, you have no right to be here and you must be removed. That's what the law says. Somehow over the last 20 years, we've completely lost this notion that somehow or completely adopted this idea that, yes, we have immigration laws, but once you come into our country illegally, it triggers all kinds of rights that can keep you here indefinitely.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
That's why we were being flooded at the border. And we've ended that, and that's why you see a historically low number of people not just trying to cross our border, trying to cross the border into Panama, all the way down in the Darien Gap. I mean, it's been a huge help for those countries as well. On the headline, that's a misleading headline. Okay, 3 U.S. citizens, ages 4, 7, and 2, were not deported. Their mothers, who are legally in this country, were deported. The children went with their mothers. If those children are U.S. citizens, they can come back into the United States if there's their father or someone here who wants to assume them. But ultimately, who was deported was their mothers who were here illegally. The children just went with their mothers. But it wasn't like you guys make it sound like ICE agents kicked down the door and grabbed the 2-year-old and threw him on an airplane. That's misleading.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
Just to be clear, because I do want to get to the overhaul at the State Department. Is it the U.S. policy to deport children, even U.S. citizens, with their families,
What
and I hear
don't
what
you
you're
get?
saying, without due process. Just to be very clear there.
Well,
They had due process.
Again, if someone's in this country unlawfully, illegally, that person gets deported. If that person is with a 2-year-old child or has a 2-year-old child and says, I want to take my child with me, well, then you have two choices. You can say, yes, of course you can take your child, whether they're a citizen or not, because it's your child. Or you can say, yes, you can go, but your child must stay behind. And then your headlines would read, U.S. holding hostage 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 7-year-old while mother deported.
No
so
win.
The
It's a
mother,
no-win
the parents
situation.
make that choice. I imagine those 3 U.S. citizen children
Brilliant.
have fathers here in the United States. They can stay with their father. That's up to their family to decide where the children go. Children go with their parents. Parents decide where their children go.
Right.
The U.S. deported their mothers who were illegally in America.
Nice.
What?
I just
Don't you understand?
Yeah, I mean, the only hang-up on this one is the 2-year-old that that both parents are illegal, and the dad didn't want to, say, hello, here I am, illegal, come and get, please don't arrest me.
Well, that's not immigration's fault.
Right. So he had sent an advocate for the 2-year-old to the court, but
to do what?
To argue on behalf of the child.
Yeah.
But
well,
the plane had
sorry.
already left, and so the judge in that case, who is a real conservative judge, is not happy about the fact that they didn't even have a chance to present the case. I don't know how this would have gone any different.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that the judge in this case is not this flaming liberal who hates Donald Trump. I mean, he's given us great rulings on First Amendment, with social media companies.
But it does
and
go
Joe
to
Biden, COVID masks, COVID mandates, vaccine mandates, Title IX for trans. So this guy is a conservative, and he just wanted someone to come to court. Again, I don't know that it would have changed anything.
Right, because that goes back to Marco's deal, is that just because
it's up to the parent.
Well, it's up to the parent, but just because they come here to the United States illegally doesn't give them all the rights of the citizen. So if the dad is an illegal,
right?
I mean,
then
we're
if
still
if the kid is going to stay with the parents, then the kid's not going to be living in the U.S.
Correct.
At the end of the day,
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, it's the birthright citizenship thing. You're not
That's
getting
the
any
issue,
sympathy
man.
from me on that.
That's what's got to get fixed.
Because that's going to get fixed, I hope.
I'm sure Mike Johnson's all over this.
Yeah. You know he is.
And is that going to take a constitutional change? Or is that going to take a law?
I don't think so. I think it just takes the proper interpretation of the 14th Amendment.
Which we're sure to get from the Supreme Court.
Right. I mean, we'll see.
And maybe Congress can take a look at it. They've got a summer break coming up, so they can get to it after that.
Hey, they're back to work today for, I think, half hour I think they're going to be in.
Oh, wow.
So that's good.
Oh, okay.
Do we have, some therapists there to help them through that half hour? We don't want them to overexert themselves.
No, not coming off
That
the weekend like
dangerous.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just coming off a break. You can't just bam right into another half hour.
Well, I mean, there's a break after that.
Okay.
And then they have to come back for, I think, another 10 minutes or so.
But it's a full 30 minutes before the break today?
It's 40 total after the break.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, so there you go. It's
I hope they've been working out.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Exactly.
There you go.
Right there.
So it's right there.
And I will say congratulations to Marco Rubio for saying illegal.
Yeah,
and
he
not
said illegal.
Yeah, I know.
Not illegal?
He did not say illegal.
I gotcha.
Makes me happy.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy too. If you're happy, I'm happy.
But seriously, this
that's
Congress,
so nice.
Right?
Are they going to pass anything? Let's go.
I know.
The clock is ticking, and before long, you're going to look at your watch and go, "Oh, it's campaign season. I can't do anything bold. I can't pass the president's agenda."
I mean, this
I've gotta
week
run
is the
for
100
re-election.
days, right? This week is the 100 days.
Tomorrow.
And, Trump he's been fairly busy as president of the United States in 100 days.
Sure has.
Where's Congress?
888-900-3393. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets for you. Mr. Sean's tweets. I thought Cardinal Jeffrey of Saginaw was at the conclave.
Well, first of all, the conclave has not started.
Right, and you probably will be there.
It starts
right?
on May 7th.
Okay,
and I was there hawking my wares, to the other cardinals, and then
okay,
I'm back.
Yeah,
you're back.
Oh, wow, that was a quick trip.
Yeah, well,
yeah. All right. Gen X Kid tweets: does Cleveland have Kaepernick as well?
Dang.
He'd be a great addition to their has-been and never was QB collection.
Yes, he would. Joe Flacco, man.
He's a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, hello. I love Joe Flacco.
Me too.
Well, has-been might fit there. I mean, he's 40, right? That's an old quarterback. Old quarterback.
2008 draft, I believe it was.
Yeah. Granny Tamara. Of course, the media made a big deal about Trump wearing a blue suit. If Trump cured cancer, the left would fight for the tumor.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That's a good line.
Very, very true.
Oh,
absolutely. That's a good line.
All right. Here's Jeffy with the Fat Five.
All right. Coming to a city near you soon, Volkswagen of America and Uber unveiled an ambitious plan to launch a commercial robo-taxi service using the autonomous electric VW ID Buzz vehicles in multiple cities over the next decade. They expect to launch a commercial service in Los Angeles, the first city on the list, by next year. VW and Uber didn't provide any details on potential future markets, but I'm sure that it will be, Atlanta, Austin, Dallas, big cities. They're expected initially the service won't be driverless, though. So the first part of the program is going to have human safety operators behind the wheel before they go driverless in 2027, which gives them a couple years to navigate the regulatory landscape of California. Good luck with that, because they're going to have to gain the permits required to test its autonomous vehicles and eventually operate a commercial service. Good luck. Uber has partnered with, they spent the last few years, they've got autonomous vehicle firms across all kinds of ride-hailing and delivery trucks in Austin and Atlanta. So coming to a city near you very soon. Speaking of cars, I see where the secretive startup Slate Auto, reportedly backed by Jeff Bezos, isn't so secretive anymore. They unveiled what has been described as the flip phone of electric cars this week. It's a no-frills Slate electric pickup truck, and it will cost as little as $20,000 if the federal EV tax credit is still in place when the Michigan-based company plans to start shipping in late 2026. They're betting on bare-bones design, focusing on releasing just one model to cut the manufacturing costs of what it intends to be the cheapest EV for sale in the U.S., and they're going to manufacture it in Indiana, so there's no tariff worries. And they give you all kinds of options. In fact, I'll give you their brand-new commercial for Slate.
This is a Slate. This Slate seats 2 and can carry sheets of plywood. This Slate seats 5 and can fit tons in the frunk. It's actually the same Slate. This is narrated by me, Jeff. I work at Slate and just happen to have a great voice.
He really does.
That's Chris, our CEO. Chris thinks new cars are too expensive and too complicated.
A Slate cost in the mid-20s. Brand new.
One sec, Chris. Actually, under 20 after current incentives. Go ahead, Chris.
We took out everything that wasn't a car.
That means no fancy screen, colored lighting, cooled seats, self-driving, self-parking, automatic cup holders. Yes, that's a thing.
But you can add accessories like
little screen, big screen, SUV kit, fastback kit, open air kit, one speaker, a bunch of speakers, big bumper, spare tire holder, slatelets, fun grills, even funner lights. Colors, any color. Really, wrap it in any color. And Slate Access Points means you can add an accessory now, later, or even make one yourself.
it's like a potato head. Wait, maybe there's a better analogy.
Actually, there is. Slate is the chameleon of trucks and SUVs. Seriously, just add the SUV kit.
There are 3.
A Slate is not like other cars, or trucks, or SUVs. And Slate is not like other car companies. Slate, we built it, you make it.
Good ad.
I want one.
Yes.
I think I want one. I think I want one. The truck gets 150-mile range, so it's best suited for city use.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, that's from home to work every day. Come on.
Like twice.
They say like 240 miles on a single charge. What they're saying.
240?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you can reserve one now for $20 on their website.
See, Cadillac claims $460 on a charge.
Really?
Yeah. The Escalade's supposed to be, I think it's the Escalade. Or maybe it's, I don't know. One of the Cadillac SUV, EVs is 465 miles on a charge.
Okay.
That's what they claim. And that's about where I'm pretty okay with it. As long as it charges quickly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Except now then you get into the charging aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I saw this again in my timeline on X at JeffyJFR, by the way. And I thought, you know what? I'm sharing it because it keeps showing up on my timeline. A clip from 1978 BBC television show Connections, Season 1, Episode 8. Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. This particular clip is considered the best timed shot in television history. In the video, James passes the spaceship with the American flag flying, and then perfection.
You see, all three men had understood that certain gases ignite, and that the thermos flask permits you to store vast quantities of those gases safely in the frozen liquid form until you want to ignite them. At which point you take the top off the flask, the gases evaporate, you apply a light, and boom. Now, two gases do that better than any other. And it was Obert's assistant who put them together most efficiently. His name was Werner von Braun. And the two gases that he released from his particular version of a thermos flask, the one lying on its side behind me now, were hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay.
If you release those two gases into a confined space with a hole at the other end of it and mix them as you do so, and then set light to them, you get that.
Destination, the moon or Moscow.
1978.
Planets or Peking.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Plus, it was 78. We're going to the moon. We don't know how to get there now.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's too difficult.
It's impossible.
Yeah. All right. As Mother's Day approaches, let me highlight an organization that really cares deeply for mothers. That's, of course, Preborn. Preborn's network of clinics exists exclusively to offer love, life, and support to pregnant mothers who are feeling scared and alone and are being pressured to make the ultimate choice that will not only sacrifice the life of the preborn baby, but also take a piece of their heart. When a distressed mother comes to Preborn, she's welcomed with open arms and is offered a free ultrasound to hear and see the precious life inside of her. And the majority of the time, she will choose life after that happens. This Mother's Day, you can help bring life to both a mother in need and an at-risk baby. One ultrasound is only $28. 5 ultrasounds, $140. Every penny goes toward loving mothers and babies really well. And when you become a monthly sponsor, you'll receive pictures and stories of lives you've helped save. To get involved, just dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or you can visit preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
That it is. Welcome back to Pat Gray Unleashed, the Chewing the Fat 5. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcasts. Rate and review where possible, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Please subscribe to that. Former President Barack Obama spotted going out to dinner with his daughters in Los Angeles this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and his wife, no doubt. No doubt his
Michelle
precious
was not
wife.
there.
What?
And Michelle was not there.
That's
Barack
so
was
unusual.
just there with his daughters. Sasha's 23 now, and Amalia is 26.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. They went to their Japanese restaurant on Santa Monica Boulevard that has been a favorite of the family. Well, at least some of the family. So, I mean... Come on now.
Come on now.
It's over. It's over.
I think it is.
Now, Michelle.
I think it is.
Michelle, lovingly called Big Mike by many, spoke frankly about her marriage on her thought process about not attending the funeral and the inauguration during an episode of her podcast with her brother, Craig Robinson. It featured Tajra P. Henson, and she talked about the choices that she made at the start of the year were met with ridicule and criticism.
My decision to skip the inauguration, what people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like, people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart.
Right.
It's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice
what does that mean?
Making the choice that was right for me. And it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right, or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me.
For you.
That was a hard thing for me to do.
I'm sure she never does that.
No, never.
That is so selfless of her.
It is. The whole thing is agonizing. I don't even know if you could make it through the whole thing.
Yeah, so far in the clip, I haven't heard her say that the marriage is doing great.
Nope.
Oh, let's see. Maybe it's still to come.
Okay.
All right.
Basically trick myself out of it. And it started with not having anything to wear. I mean, I had affirmatively, because I'm always prepared for any funeral, anything.
You had her do people.
I walk around with the right dress. I travel with clothes just in case something pops off. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready. Right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing.
But then you become a shock absorber.
Isn't it so easy to do the right thing?
And that's what women are. Shock absorbers.
Yeah.
And that's exhausting. And it's not healthy.
Yeah.
It is not healthy. You've had to be shock absorbers for your husband, for your children, for your mom, for your family, your loved ones, because of where you were sitting in the public eye. That's not fair to you.
That's not fair.
When do you ever get to live for you?
Not fair. When
applaud
can
you.
she ever
happy
live for her?
That you are taking care of yourself.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
You keep doing that, Michelle. You keep doing that.
It sounds like
so. She never did.
No, she never
did.
But it sounds like she's saying,
You're not thinking of my mental, right?
Right? See, you're not thinking of her mental.
I had to tell my team, my people, don't leave anything out that I can wear, because I usually carry stuff with me all the time wherever I go.
Because what she'll do then is just jump it right into the right thing.
Right into doing the right thing.
Go to the inauguration instead of doing the right thing for her.
Oh my God.
You know what? She never thinks of her. She's too selfless.
Yeah.
Right.
I applaud that decision. You keep doing that. The right thing for you. You stay a hermit. Stay in Hawaii. We don't ever need to see you.
Never
ever again.
Barack is well aware of that.
Yeah, he's fine with it too, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're both fine with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has dropped too many hints over the years that she's miserable with him anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She hated him for 10 years. It was during the White House year she hated him.
Hold on. Here's a question for you. Does Michelle Obama, which does she hate more, Barack or the country?
So that's pretty close.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty close.
Oh, that'll be
it's pretty close.
That'll be a poll.
And she's not, I mean, I believe they'll never get divorced. I believe that. But they're just not going to be together.
Yeah.
It's not going to be together.
Probably.
We've said that.
They do a Clinton divorce, right? That's what you call that, Jeffy?
What's that?
A Clinton divorce.
Clinton divorce.
That way you never have to testify against each other. Not that the Obamas would ever be held responsible for any crimes.
No, it's not their fault. They've the great Barack Obama. Stop. So I've had this story for a while, and I've been laughing since I read it, and I want to believe that it's true, even if it's not. Mike Leach, former college football coach, died in December of 2022. BYU alum, by the way. Known for being, character, we'll say. And, pretty good darn football coach.
Yep.
Anyway, if this story isn't real, I want it to be. It's being reported that he was talked down from lining up a little person in the backfield and throwing them over the line of scrimmage in short yardage situations. If that's true, that is awesome. And any of the coaches that talked him out of it, shame on you.
Yep.
Shame on you. Now,
that would have been legendary.
I did see where Brad Williams, the comic, confronted Roger Goodell at one of their draft gatherings, and because he wants to do it, Brad wants to do it for his beloved Denver Broncos, because Brad is a little person and wants to do that for the Denver Broncos, which Goodell will, obviously laughed at, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I would.
That's fun.
It would have been tremendous.
Yep.
They're heavier than you think. Just saying. That is the Fat Five for today.
Indeed it is. And a wonderful Fat Five it was. In Colorado Springs, Colorado, there was a party broken up at a place that was known to be a Tren de Aragua hangout.
Yeah.
Tren de Aragua.
Look at them busting through this window. There's a party happening inside. So everybody runs out. Oh, hi. Hi, it's us.
Boy.
Ice.
Oh, golly.
No place to go.
Oh, golly. Okay.
So there's 100 arrests, some gang members.
Okay. Yeah.
People with outstanding warrants. This was.
All right.
Yeah, there's the after party.
Wow. So how many were arrested? Do we know?
I think over 100.
Wow.
Now, careful to what you're seeing to the left there. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is, but there are butt cheeks involved.
Oh, golly. Yeah. There's some interesting outfits there.
You don't know what that is? We should talk later.
Fishnets.
It's called onesie.
Stuff riding up in uncomfortable places, I imagine.
I think he's just a little uncomfortable with that being a public sort of outfit.
Well, it wasn't public.
It wasn't public.
It was public.
It was there, but it wasn't public
the government
to begin
got
with.
involved.
Thank you.
They were in a public building.
It was a private party.
Was it a private party?
Private party.
Okay, well, then it was perfectly appropriate.
Thank you.
I guess. You are fashion, so you would know.
Thank you.
And fashion says totally appropriate.
Absolutely.
Totally appropriate attire. All right. Okay. So that party continued. Did we show the whole party?
Yeah, we
showed it all,
he played
right?
the other clip. Yeah.
So about 100 people rounded up and arrested, and hopefully on their way back to Venezuela very soon. And the left will be whining and complaining about that. How dare they send Tren de Aragua terrorists back to Venezuela?
Just broke up a family gathering.
All right, more coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And how? Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about where we are right now, because conservatives are winning. The movement is gaining ground. People are waking up. The narrative is cracking, and the momentum is finally shifting in our favor. So we can't let up now. If you want to be a part of this steamroller called The Blaze, we would love to have you with us, because this isn't your typical media source, as I think you understand by now. This is a stronghold for bold voices, free thinkers, and fearless commentary. There's nobody telling us what to say or, coming down on us when we say it. And that's why we'd love for you to be a part of it. For about, what is it? You can do this on any of your devices, anytime, anywhere. Use my promo code PAT when you go to blazetv.com and sign up. Subscribe. Starts at just $8 a month. That's the price of a nice cup of coffee at Starbucks. So it's really affordable. When you use my promo code PAT at checkout, it's 26 cents a day to stand with a platform that stands with you. Save $20 right now off our annual plan, Blaze TV. It's unfiltered, unafraid, and on demand. Go to blazetv.com. Subscribe now.
Yes.
Yes.
Pat Gray continues.
We've been talking about illegal immigration and what's going on there this morning. It was an illegal immigrant arrested over the weekend for stealing Homeland Security Secretary Krist Noem's purse.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Wrong purse, man.
She was in a D.C. restaurant.
Yeah.
And somebody stole her purse with $3,000 in cash, and it had her Homeland Security ID and all that stuff.
Checkbook.
Yeah.
Had medications they talked about.
And it was an illegal alien that stole it?
It's part of a crime ring.
What?
They just arrested one of his accomplices too,
down in Miami or something.
So obviously
hard to believe because they're just law-abiding people.
Correct,
right? It's like they just didn't have a Post-it note when they came across the border that said, "Hey, yeah, you're supposed to be here." It was just a little Post-it note type situation.
You picked the wrong purse, bro.
Yeah,
you picked the wrong purse. I mean,
that's so great,
and even more wrong. I mean, that's Kristi Gravel Pit Noem. You're going down. Okay.
Kristi Gravel Pit Noem. Yeah.
You know where you love her.
Mm-hmm. Great.
That's
So did they find the money, or is
I never saw a report where what was returned.
You know that's that's gone. That's long gone. I'll bet you. I bet there's not a penny left.
But I mean, her ID badge, medication, stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah.
You picked the wrong purse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yet another illegal immigrant shown the door.
He got to go.
Bye-bye.
He got to go.
Okay. And go they will.
To the gravel pit.
Either that or an El Salvador prison.
You might want the gravel pit.
You might. You might. In fact, if given a choice, I think I'm taking the gravel pit. Just get it over with quickly. Okay? I don't want to go to CCOT. Thanks. Apparently, we're bringing Columbus Day back. Is that possible?
This is incredible.
President Trump made clear yesterday he would not follow his predecessor's practice of recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day alongside Columbus Day in October, accusing Democrats of denigrating the explorer's legacy. Man, isn't that the truth? As he pressed his campaign to restore what he argues are traditional American values and icons. And it's absolutely 100% true, and everybody knows it.
Yep.
Joe Biden was the first president to mark Indigenous Peoples Day, issuing a proclamation in 2021 that celebrated the invaluable contributions and resilience of Indigenous peoples and recognized their inherent sovereignty.
Oh, God. Make me vomit.
And he used the word that you love so much, Keith, peoples, instead of people.
Just
Indigenous peoples.
Peoples.
Can I tell you this? This little side here.
Uh-huh.
People in and of itself.
Okay.
Plural.
Thank you.
Plural.
Yeah.
Peoples is stupid. Okay.
I mean, good call. I mean, fun fact, peoples may be my least favorite word.
I think it might be. It seems to bring out the biggest reaction in you.
Do not like it.
It's like illegal for Jeff.
I don't even like hearing it in the context of the Bible. Like, the word peoples shows up in the Bible. And
Yeah, it
there's
does.
look, maybe you got the Bible right, but there's one little issue.
That one word. Just take the S off of it. That's all. That's all you have to do.
Still means
The proclamation noted that America was, quote, conceived on a promise of equality and opportunity for all people, unquote. But that promise we have never fully lived up to.
All right.
That is essentially true when it comes to upholding the rights and dignity of the indigenous peoples who were here long before colonization of the Americas began.
Oh, my gosh.
Agonizing.
It sure is.
President Trump yesterday used a social media post to declare, "I'm bringing Columbus Day back from the ashes." He said on his Truth Social site that the Democrats did everything possible to destroy Christopher Columbus, his reputation, and all the Italians that love him so much. It's true. Also, there's a lot of Irish people like me who love him so much. He said he is hereby reinstating Columbus Day under the same rules, dates, and locations as it had been for all of the many decades before. So there you have it, Columbus Day being restored. I mean, the attention to so many details that, you've forgotten about over the years. I mean, we've all just kind of given in, okay, Columbus is a genocidal maniac who gave...
Take down his statue. Wouldn't want you to see a statue.
Smallpox blankets to Indians on purpose and killed them by the thousands or millions or billions.
How many of our peoples there were.
Right.
I mean, to Michelle Obama, we were talking about earlier, to her point, we got to change our history.
And
sure enough.
Did they ever do that?
Yes. And by the way, the poll early results are in. Which does Michelle Obama despise more?
All right.
United States, 80%. Barack Obama, 20%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can go along with that.
She hates our history as well.
I could go either way on that.
Me too.
But I really do believe.
Because she, look, she's benefited greatly from the United States of America.
Oh, my gosh.
So maybe she's eased up on her hate a little bit because she's taking care of her now.
Yeah.
And it's, when is it about me? When is it about me?
And my mental.
I don't know. I can't find her. I don't know why I can't find this.
It's a terrible
Why can't
person.
I find it?
Maybe that's it. Maybe Barack is like,
you need to look under Big Mike, I think.
You're just a terrible person. I'm going to stay over here. You go to Hawaii and be terrible. I can't take it.
It is amazing, though, how she... I mean, usually they try to... They try to disguise all that we're having trouble in our marriage. They don't seem to making any kind of effort to do that.
Well, I mean, he has posted like Valentine's Day, and I think
he posted something with
or whatever.
Her. But no idea of when that happened. No idea
when the picture.
When the picture was taken,
and so, but all the sightings are all separate.
They're apart. Yeah. She's just in Hawaii with her brother.
And there's not very many. Yeah, there's not very many sightings of Michelle except her trying to hawk the podcast. With her brother.
And the podcast.
Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices.
Right.
We are going to have to change our conversation.
Yeah.
We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place. As a nation, to provide the kind of future that we all want desperately for our children.
Yeah.
Such an angry sounding man.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Just wow.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Just wow. Okay. Got it. That's what we're going to do here.
That's what we're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, we are. Jeffy and I were shocked that you would even allude to the big Mikeism that's going on the internet.
I forgot that you guys are the adults in the room today.
Yeah, our sensibilities, if I may speak for you as well, Jeffy, are highly offended right now. Highly offended.
Okay.
No,
that's cool.
Wow. That is our first lady, my friend. Our former first lady of the United States of America.
On a technicality.
The stock market's been recovering, much to the chagrin of Democrats. You know they're rooting against everything American right now. Everything. And they don't want any good stuff happening, and it's pissing them off. The market has gone up 3 straight days. It's back over 40,000 points, and this morning Dow futures are holding steady in the early trading. So Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, love this guy. Mm-hmm. He was on the Sunday shows yesterday where he said this about the stock market's roller coaster ride.
There was a story 10 days ago that said this is the worst April for the stock market since the Great Depression. 10 days later, the NASDAQ is now up on the month of April, and I haven't seen a story that says, stock market has biggest bounce back ever.
That's a pretty good point.
We're looking for that story. We'll get back to you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Yeah, they were making the 80-year point.
Yes, they were.
It's been more like almost 100 years.
That, I'm glad that he makes the rounds.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I mean,
he's really good.
Absolutely, he is. Man.
Really, really solid. And the top gay in the country.
The top gay.
Which they refuse to point out. Right. He's the head of the gays.
Head of the gays.
And man, when it was Pete Buttigieg.
That's never ending. It's still never ending for that guy.
They had trumpets before his every appearance.
Yeah, sure did.
Now, the head of the gays, Pete Buttigieg.
Why are you good? When is the fanfare for Bessent? When is that going to happen?
It's non-existent.
Okay.
It's non-existent. They're not going to do it. They're not even going to mention it because they can't stand it. That this president doesn't care. And that's why he
And we
appointed
don't
him to
care.
And we don't care. Yeah. In fact, I'm great with it. He's so good at what he does. He's so good at what he does.
Yep.
He also discussed some of the negotiating that's happening behind the scenes on tariffs.
In game theory, it's called strategic uncertainty. So you're not going to tell the person on the other side of the negotiation where you're going to end up. And nobody's better at creating this leverage than President Trump. He's shown the high tariffs, and it's here's the stick. This is where the tariffs can go, and the carrot is come to us, take off your tariffs, take off your non-tariff trade barriers, stop manipulating your currency, stop subsidizing labor and capital, and then we can talk. But I tell you, Martha, that we've had several of these Asian countries that come in and said, oh, well, we'll stop doing this, this, and this. And I look at these lists, and I think, how did we get here? How did we get here? Because this trading system has been so unfair. And as President Trump says, I don't blame the countries. I blame the previous administrations that let them get away with it.
Yeah, and why did they do that? Why did they do that? Over and over and over and over, and nobody's ever corrected it until now.
Right.
It's
we just
astounding.
kept appeasing these other nations.
Yeah, and just kept taking it. Thank you, sir. May I have another? And we'd take another slap.
It is confusing.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. All right, let me tell you about Jay's case and something new there. Ivermectin and mebendazole. It's the medication you've heard about all over the news and in your social feed, probably. It's a mix of two meds that have been around for years, but combined are being talked about as one of the biggest breakthroughs in modern medicine. Ivermectin is a great treatment for parasites, and mebendazole is a treatment for worms that's recently been tested to treat cancer. It cleanses the body of toxins and allows it to heal itself. Jace just launched a brand new specific case, that's a 90-day supply of compounded ivermectin plus mebendazole. Jace is your fastest and most affordable option on the market. It's offering ivermectin mebendazole for 35% less than you can find it anywhere else. So, get your own 90-day supply of compounded ivermectin plus mebendazole in the parasite use case from Jace. That's Jase, jace.com.
Living up the end of the world. Pat Gray returns next.
Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. Wayfaring stranger tweets the illegal that stole from Krist Noem's purse was just looking to better his life.
Yeah,
the xenophobia is rampant today. Thank you for calling us out, Wayfaring stranger. You're right.
We'll get better.
Looking for a better life. Who are we to disparage them for stealing your purse? Easy for us whiteys to say, Americans to say, you shouldn't have done that. But
and that was $3,000 in cash that he took.
Yeah,
I mean that's not even enough to pay for rent in Frisco neighborhood.
That's
what
right.
I hear.
No, but that's a good one purse. That's a good one purse.
Yeah,
$3,000. Yeah, I mean he just picked the wrong purse, man.
He did, and it shouldn't have been the wrong purse because what are you doing? Let him have a better life. You know what I mean? Just let him take it. He needs it more than she does.
Oh, that's for sure.
So there you go. Now, speaking of the Frisco, do we have an update on the Frisco situation, or is that still?
I think you know what? Here's the news: the judge that lowered the bond from $1 million to $250 got swatted. You gotta stop this nonsense.
Gosh! Yeah, please don't do. What are you doing?
It's not good, man. On either side,
either way, don't swat people.
But it's kind of nice.
no, it's not nice at all. No. Somebody's going to get killed.
I know, man.
Oh, that's going to happen.
And then are you going to be happy about that?
And I guess
What do you think?
really,
okay.
when you go back, some have been killed already.
Probably, yeah. Swamp Pirate tweets, do Democrats know that those indigenous people enslaved other indigenous people? No, they don't.
Yeah, don't say that.
Don't tell them. They're living in their little pleasant world, their little utopia, which would make them North America's first slave owners.
Absolutely.
Which means, by Democrat standards, they should be ridiculed and destroyed at any glance or chance, as they say it here. Frank Johnson's alter ego. Grammatically, I believe it would be correct when referring to several different groups of people. Do we have any indigenous peoples majors with a minor in English in the house?
Okay. No.
Even if it is correct English, we don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it.
We don't
so
like
just
we don't
stop.
like it.
Pretend it's not even
So
a
it doesn't
thing.
matter. It doesn't matter about your major. If you want to call us, you can. We'll argue with you. But frankly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you're not going to change our mind.
You're not going to win.
Yeah, you're not going to win.
No need to be rude, Pat.
And yet, seems like there is, because I do it every day.
Yeah, I think
I
there is.
do it every day.
There is a need.
There
this
is
time.
a need. Eugene Daniels of MSNBC can you believe they went ahead with the White House Correspondents Dinner? Can the White House not cancel that? I think they can, right? It's the White House Correspondents Dinner. Why not just, if the president's not going to be there, just cancel it?
That's just a gathering of
It's a sham.
friends.
I hate it. It's not a gathering of friends. That's the opposite of a gathering of friends.
It's an evening out.
Where we just have fun together. And
Boy, they love themselves.
Oh, my gosh.
Man,
don't
they
ever.
love themselves. And Eugene Daniels, poster boy for that self-love.
Here he is.
We journalists are a lot of things. We are competitive and pushy. We are impatient. And sometimes we think we know everything.
Sometimes.
But we're also human. We miss our families and significant life moments in service to this job. We care deeply about accuracy and take seriously the heavy responsibility of being stewards of the public's trust. What we are not is the opposition. What we are not is the enemy of the people, and what we are not is the enemy of the state.
But you are. And that applause went on
not everyone was applauding, though.
and on.
What? Who else? Who was not a Fox News? Fox News hosts and reporters are the only ones probably in that room that are going.
I love that. We're all about accuracy. And, shut up.
What a bunch of garbage.
You're all about agenda.
Self-aggrandizing garbage is what that was.
And I love this. He makes it sound like he's doing a tour of duty.
Yeah.
We miss milestones in life because we're busy at our laptops lying about the President of the United States. Stop it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
This is some sad news, too, over the weekend. Jeffrey Epstein victim, Virginia Giuffre, she was found dead on Friday in Australia, where her family says she committed suicide. She was one of the earliest and loudest voices calling for criminal charges against Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and all the enablers. And she had a really bad car accident just a few weeks ago and was apparently dealing with kidney issues after that. Her brother said she was in renal failure, but he said in addition to her physical pain, her mental pain was worse. So,
gosh,
I don't know. She went through a lot. She was not just the Epstein stuff, but she was abused by a family friend as a child. And so left her house early, was out on the street, lived homeless, and then was found by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And then bad things, maybe even worse things started to happen to her.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Now, she did post something, right, on social media about I'm not suicidal.
That was a long time ago, though.
How long ago was it?
I think it was 18 or 19.
Is that when she first came out with the allegation?
Might have been around that time. Yeah.
Boy.
And
but people are making a big deal out of that, saying that, okay, she didn't commit suicide because she said it wouldn't ever be suicide. So I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
It's another conspiracy.
It is. It absolutely is.
Add it to the list.
Where are we at on those Epstein files?
Yeah, that's the thing. Trump was asked about her suicide on the tarmac yesterday.
Was he?
And he said it's really sad. It's a sad thing. She's got a lot of things, but they didn't follow up with. By the way, when are those files going to be released, Mr. President?
I wish they would. What is going on with that? I put that directly on Kash Patel and Pam Bondi because they're the ones who said it was coming out. We're going to release it as soon as we're in.
It's on her desk, right? That's what
last we heard, it was on her desk.
What? How much stuff is on her desk?
It's bored a hole. It's bored a hole through that desk by now.
Like there's stuff here that like if we don't get to by the end of the week, then I just toss it, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with her desk?
She's the head of the Department of Justice. She can't just toss it.
I see. Well, so get to it then.
Man,
something else on top of it now.
Oh well, then just move that out of the way and then get to
you can't because there's another pile off to the side. You just can't.
Okay. No, that's too bad.
Well, you can't for some reason. I don't know what it is, but for some reason they can't seem to release those. And there's plenty of conspiracy theory on that one too.
That's for sure.
Involving Israelis, involving Americans, who knows? I mean, pick your conspiracy.
Yeah.
And people have, frankly, and they have. And they follow up on it every day. So it's fun. It's fun right now. Hey, the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees are in. We'll tell you who was inducted into the big hall. And it's the same old crappy list every year. They ignore the most obvious choices every year. We'll get into some of that and much more coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Let me tell you about Tri-Tails beef. If you love steak like I love steak, or even half as much, a quarter as much as I love steak, you need to try Tri-Tails beef. Good, tender, juicy steak that was raised the right way. It comes from a cow right here in Texas. If you want to buy beef from a family-owned fifth-generation ranch like I love doing, look no further than Tri-Tails beef. You can buy premium Texas beef and bring it right to your table. These are top-tier cuts of meat, hand-packed and delivered directly to you. These are USDA Prime and Choice cuts of beef with high-end Black Angus genetics that ensures every single bite's going to be delicious. There's no grass-fed gimmicks, just premium, flavorful beef that's been raised the right way. It's balanced for tenderness and marbling, which means that these cattle are pasture-raised and grain-finished by Texans who care about the quality of their product. Love this stuff. Please try it. Go to trybeef.com/PatGray, and you will automatically receive free beef tips when you add something to your cart. Plus, you can get an additional 5%, almost site-wide, until May 4th. That's trybeef.com/PatGray to get 5% off, plus the free beef tips with your order today.
Pat Gray Unleashed is here.
So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees were inducted over the weekend. It's already happened. And
they're going to air it live on November 8th.
Why is that so
I don't know.
long from now?
I don't know. I do not know the answer to that.
That's bizarre.
It is.
It's a little anticlimactic, isn't it? I mean, you announce it April 27th. You have the ceremony in November?
And then we're going to see it live in November?
Weird. Yeah, really weird.
Real weird.
But here are the inductees this year. Bad Company.
Yep.
Love them. Tom Bell. Don't know who that is necessarily. Chubby Checker. Okay. Chubby Checker. Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened.
I know.
Rock and
That's
roll
true.
was based on
That's
everything
true.
he did.
Well, I don't know about
So
that,
let's-
but yeah, he had something to do.
I don't know about that. Of course it is. Checker.
Then we got Joe Cocker. Okay. Nikki Hopkins. I was like, okay, who's Nikki Hopkins? How ignorant can you be? Nikki Hopkins.
But this got to be some kind of special award or something, right? Because
This is the Musical Excellence Award.
Okay.
So he's not as a performer, but this guy was one of the great rock and roll pianists of all time. He performed on recordings by the Beatles, the Stones, The Who, The Kinks, Steve Miller Band, Jefferson Airplane, Rod Stewart, George Harrison, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, The Hollies, Cat Stevens, Carly Simon, Harry Nilsson, Joe Walsh, Peter Frampton, Jerry Garcia, Jeff Beck, Joe Cocker, Art Garfunkel, Badfinger, Quicksilver Messenger Service, and Donovan, to name a few. I mean, the guy played for everybody, so I'd say he belongs. So you got Nikki Hopkins. I don't know who Carol Kay is, but she's in now. So is Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Cyndi deserves it.
Does she? Come on.
Yeah,
You're
Cyndi
kidding,
Lauper.
right? That's a joke.
It's Cyndi Lauper.
It's Cyndi Lauper, exactly.
Your Honor, I'd like to.
Cyndi Lauper in your boys' club at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, it has
Okay,
nothing
fine.
to do with the boys' club.
I think it does.
Come on.
Your Honor, I present Jeff Fisher with the case for Cyndi Lauper in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Mr.
Cyndi
Fisher,
Lauper.
come on now.
Come on.
It's Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
I rest my case.
Thank you.
All right, she's in. She's in.
And she is.
Outcast. Come on. Give them a Rap Hall of Fame. I don't care, but they don't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Salt and Pepper. Soundgarden. Okay. Yeah, all right. Soundgarden. Then we got Lenny Whitaker. No. Is that Waronker? There's another one I don't know. I should look Lenny up as well. White Stripes and Warren Zevon. Werewolves of London. Remember that song?
I do.
Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Remember that song? And I'm
I
done
do.
with that's my
I do.
full Warren Zevon list.
It's Warren Zevon.
Come on
It's
now.
Warren
It's
Zevon.
Warren Zevon.
Come on. It's
Right.
Warren
Yeah,
Zevon.
I know. Two songs. Yeah.
And then for
two
Outcast
songs.
and staying, instead of saying "Come on now," you could just say, "Hey now, it's Outcast."
I get it?
I did.
See, 'cause
See, he
that's-
gets it. Yes.
Yes, I got it.
See, if he didn't get it,
Uh-huh.
then it would have been bad for me.
Would have been bad,
But he got it.
but I got it.
Hey, now, it's
you're
Outcast.
in. You're in.
Thank
Hey
you.
now.
Thank you, Pat. Appreciate that.
Sing a bar or two for us of Hey Now by Outkast.
Hey now.
All right. Nice and good. Yeah.
All you Beyonces and Lucy Lou's.
So once again, no Phil Collins. Okay, we got
he was
Foreigner
not.
taken care of. Now our jihad is for
Phil needs to
Phil
have
Collins.
this next round.
He needs to
we
be
got
in.
on the Phil bandwagon after this round was already out.
Yeah,
I
after
think.
the nominations, I think.
So I feel like that we got on Phil Collins big time, and these
That's
nominations
true.
were already
Afterwards.
out. Yeah.
I don't think that guy is still there. Either that or
The guy that we talked to
we go
last
to
year.
spam whenever we reach
Yeah.
out to them.
We need to talk to somebody there, though, because they need to hear
That
this.
needs to happen.
I don't want to hear he's already in it. You're at Genesis. So is Peter Gabriel, and he's in as a solo artist. And now, come on, Phil Collins eclipses Peter Gabriel's solo career by
Easy.
a ton.
Yes.
Look up the difference. We know it's
for sure.
Phil Collins
Commercially.
sold 150 million solo
commercially,
albums.
no question.
Peter Gabriel, I don't know, 12? Did he sell 12 albums?
Yes,
He sold a dozen albums.
Yes, he did. He did sell 12.
He had.
I love Peter Gabriel.
Remember, he had the song "Big Time" that was big in the '80s, and "Sledgehammer,"
Shock
which is
the
pretty
Monkey.
big. "Shock the Monkey," yeah. So he had some hits, but I bet he didn't sell any more than 30 million copies. Did he?
Peter Gabriel? Oh,
Yeah. 30 million would be my
70.
guess. That's a lot.
70 million. Peter Gabriel.
Oh no! Why do I feel eyes on me?
Because we're looking.
You were looking it up.
We're looking to you to see if
Well,
it's.
don't worry about what I'm looking up.
You were busy with your mouse. We thought you were looking it up.
You're talking total album sales? Is
Yeah,
that the question?
worldwide. Worldwide. Let's look at worldwide album sales.
It says over 16 million albums Including...
Not even 30 million.
Yeah.
Half of that.
Wow.
Half of that. Holy cow.
So let's look at, let's see. Hang on, let's just try this.
Is that, maybe that's just the U.S., though? Is that only?
No,
it's
I started
worldwide?
to read the breakdown.
All right.
Okay, what do you think Phil Collins is? Remember, Peter Gabriel in the Rock Hall, over 16 million albums sold. Phil Collins, not
I think he's
in the
at
Rock
150
well
million.
over 150, I think.
Yeah.
That's the number.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Between his solo career,
he was just monstrous.
Between solo career and Genesis, it's 300 million.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hardly anybody in that kind of category. The Beatles, Stones, probably Elvis, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's
come on.
It's actually embarrassing.
Yeah, you can actually make that argument. Come on now, it's Phil Collins.
Yes, you absolutely could make.
Yes,
full stop. Absolutely.
More so than
it's
Cyndi
embarrassing.
Lauper.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
just
don't.
a tad.
Don't.
Just a tad. Don't.
And Tommy James, when are we doing that one?
When are we doing that? I don't think we're ever going to do that, but
I thought we decided.
But I think they should. I think you made a good case to the guy.
Letting that go?
I think so too. I think you made
a really good case. You should bring that case back up, and we should talk to one of them
anybody
again.
there. Just
somebody.
Tell them to
Chris, find somebody at the Rock
Take
Hall.
your case to a district court judge instead of one of these local judges.
Okay. All right. Let's be honest here. We're not getting any younger, right? And if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research because they've got 45 premium health supplements designed to help with every health goal you have. Things like boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or reducing swelling in your legs. Whatever it is, Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Every formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the USA. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com, use the promo code PAT at checkout, and you'll get a 365-day money-back guarantee. That's like a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a full rotation around the sun. And there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Go to purehealthresearch.com right now. Explore their 45 amazing supplements, and you'll save 35% before this deal ends. When you use the coupon code PAT. Don't miss this chance to feel your best. It's purehealthresearch.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
And thank you for doing it. Appreciate that.
All right, Pat, the email just got sent, so let's see what they say.
Wait,
all right.
I just sent you the. Okay, I hope we got the right person we're contacting.
I got it from the website. I went to the Media Connection website.
And what'd you do, Keith?
Well, during your live read, I was asked for the contact information.
Right.
So then I sent it.
So then you sent it.
Right when I sent it, he got on air and said, I just sent the email, which is impossible unless you send it to somebody completely different, which sounds like you may have. So we'll see.
I went to the website, and according to the website, this person is the interview requester.
What's the person's name?
I don't know. It goes by Jay Johnson.
No.
Okay. Maybe we send two emails.
There you go.
Maybe we send two.
We'll get there one way or another.
Yeah, and these just see how anxious we are to talk to somebody from the great Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you. Or eager. Right. No, I'm anxious.
You're
I'm
nervous?
I'm all nervous about it.
So help
I
me.
really
If
am.
I don't
I'm
get Phil
nervous.
Collins.
My hand. Look at my hand.
I see.
Shaking right now. All right. So, what do we have left here?
Big weekend for news, man.
Yeah, so much. You know, Canada today is today the election?
Sure?
Today is the day.
I saw the headline that they were voting, and I thought, no, that can't be. They've got
It is today. So they're going to go to the polls. They're going to pick a prime minister and a parliament. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they pick the parliament, and then the number of seats decides who's prime minister. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who gets the most seats, then someone out of that group gets to be prime minister.
They decide.
Right?
And there's a prime minister now, so if it's the Liberals, it's going to be this guy
Mark
that's
Carney.
there right now. He sucks.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Looks like it's.
And so we've got Poilievre, who is a conservative, the guy who ate the apple every time he was...
Right, Mr. Apple.
He was slapping down reporters.
But he's not that great either.
Well, he was... I mean, he's not that great on the Trump thing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But he's a conservative, and he's got conservative sensibilities, eh? Yeah, eh? And so I was hopeful. At one point, there was a 92.5% chance he was going to be elected.
Oh, wow.
Now it's 23%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not looking
What?
good.
Who took the beating? He did.
He did. He took the beating.
Should have kept eating apples, bro.
Yeah. Now they're blaming tariffs. I don't know. Whatever. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Okay.
Apple a day keeps the voters away.
I mean, when will Canada learn? How left-wing do you need to get before you learn your lesson? How many beatings do you have to take at the hands of these people?
I guess it's not just America where the memories of voters are very short. And
right.
You don't recall the government that put you through hell during COVID?
Yeah.
And all the assorted clampdowns
It's taking away all your freedoms. All of them are going away. Yeah. You can't say things in the street. You can't talk about religion openly in public. I mean, there's so many things that they're just being hammered
Don't you
on.
dare look side-eyed at that abortion clinic when you walk by.
Seriously.
Yeah. And certainly don't stop and pray beside it or near it. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's even across the street from it. You can't do any of those things.
Yep.
And of course,
handpicked successor. I can't believe it.
They really had a horrible incident over the weekend, too. At least 11 people were killed. The youngest, 5 years old, in an attack on a festival after some madman plowed an SUV into a crowd of people at a Filipino street fair in Canada, Vancouver.
They said that they had 100,000 people there. I was not aware that Vancouver was the Filipino capital of the
I wasn't either.
Man.
I wasn't either. But the chaos broke out at 8 p.m. They say this isn't terrorism. It seems pretty terrorism related to me. I mean, I don't know that it's Middle Eastern terrorism, but it's terrorism of some kind. The suspect was a 30-year-old male. Just sped up and plowed into people in the street. I don't understand this. Just really sad and senseless. I mean, why?
Yeah.
So now that this is happening on a fairly regular basis, are we going to do something about the car deaths now? Are we going to start talking about how cars should have a 3-day waiting period or be banned in Canada? I mean, if they treat this the way they treat guns, they're going to ban cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's horrible. It's really sad. Nobody knows. They said that this guy was known to police.
Right.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and then we had, of course, the tragedy last night in Clearwater, Florida. We had that boating incident with the ferry. One person dead there. It was like a hit and run. And I mean, it was a rough weekend for tragedies.
Yeah, it really was. All right. 888-900-3393. Also, a Black Hawk pilot failed to heed a flight instructor in the moments before the plane collision over D.C. So we don't really know why that happened. Do you remember in D.C., the helicopter flew seemingly directly into the passenger plane? And
they reported that they told the pilot, or at least I think it's a her. I'm not sure how she identified, to go left and get out of there, which would have missed them.
Yep. Correct.
And we don't know why that was ignored?
No.
No, we do not.
That's sad, too. Another senseless thing. It didn't have to happen. The Black Hawk was 15 seconds away from crossing paths with a jet. Warrant Officer Eves then turned his attention to Captain Lobach, who was the pilot of the helicopter. He told her he believed that air traffic control wanted them to turn left toward the East Riverbank.
Get out of there.
Turning left would have opened up more space between the helicopter and the flight of the aircraft, which was headed for runway 33. She did not turn left, and nobody knows why. and apparently we probably never will, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know how they'd ever discover that. So, yeah, just some really sad events that are preventable, and that makes it really hard, when they're so senseless and so preventable like that. Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker live streamed a sit-in over the weekend, too, against the GOP funding plan.
I hate it. I missed it. I bet it was good.
It was a busy weekend, though.
I know, that's the thing.
A lot of things.
Right?
It's a busy weekend.
My attention is diverted.
We can't get to it all. We can't go to all of these things as much as we want to, and this would have been a tremendous event to attend.
Sure.
To go to D.C. and sit with them there on the steps of the Capitol.
I mean, we
would have been terrific.
We had the NFL draft. We had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame event Sunday night.
How do you choose?
And we had the dinner. We had the dinner Saturday night. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. We could have had a fun time in D.C.
You had the weekend. You had the funeral of the Pope that was on TV.
Right.
So, I mean, how do you find time? I apologize to Hakeem.
There's not enough hours in the day.
What were they protesting something?
Yeah, they're upset at the
budget plan.
The big beautiful bill.
Yeah,
they don't like it.
They don't like the big beautiful bill.
They sat on the steps of the Capitol for at least 12 hours. I don't know how long it went. I just saw an article that said Raphael Warnock joined them after hour 12 began.
Yeah, I'll show up, but I'm not doing the whole thing.
Right.
I'm with you, but I'm not sitting out here that long.
So
Keith, how like you to lie about this situation? Raphael Warnock.
What's that? What did I
do? Who spoke as the sit-in past the 10-hour
10-hour. I'm so
wow.
10-hour.
You made it like he waited until the last minute. He did not.
So, okay. My apologies.
He was there at the 10-hour mark.
That is so like you.
So Hakeem Jeffries holding court in front of the Capitol.
And nobody cares.
And nobody cared at all.
Not one single person gives a rat's anus about it.
Now, I do...
Just let him sit out there.
I do want to say thank you to Chris Saracino. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. He sent you, Pat Gray, a book authored by the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries.
No!
And it's titled The ABCs of Democracy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my bet.
That's a nauseating book.
Betcha that's good.
One of these days.
So is this about how democracies end within 200 years every single time? Every time? Is that what this is about?
I don't want to ruin the end.
Is this about?
Don't spoil
Is this
it.
about we are not a democracy?
Yeah. Like here, throw me this thing.
I think so.
Because I think at some point, maybe in overtime when you're here, we have to go through this. But like,
sure.
Here's some of the
a reading.
I just
from
opened
Pat Gray.
Right. So here's some of the charm of this book. You can teach your kids justice over judicial overreach. That's your J. But
my gosh.
Let's just go through here. People over politics. That's for P. Opportunity over obstruction. Some of these are just quality of life issues over QAnon. I mean, it's the worst book ever.
QAnon? Nobody's talked about QAnon in about a year.
Well, this may have been out for a while.
Let's see. Yes, we can over you can't do it.
Okay.
And I don't understand that. And zealous representation over zero-sum confrontation. It's truly
shut up.
Just gross. This
what a
book.
Douche he
We
is.
need to get that in schools around America.
Oh, inclusion over isolation. These are the ABCs. Governing over gaslighting. ABCs of democracy.
Coming from that guy.
Author Hakeem Jeffries. Go get it today.
Also, there's another big battle over whether new cars are going to feature AM radios now.
Yeah.
So they're saying it's just too expensive and not worth the effort anymore. I mean, they've been trying to kill AM radio for about 60 years now, and they can't seem to do it. But they're really making
close,
an effort.
man.
They're getting close.
Tesla
They're getting
doesn't have an AM radio.
What? Your Tesla doesn't have one?
The Teslas don't. That's the big fight.
Okay, see, we can sit around and say, look, nobody really listens to radio anymore, but so help me, you take it from us, we'll be pissed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I do actually go to AM radio.
I do too. I listen to AM radio. I do. I
listen a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
wow,
come on.
Does that piss you off, Chris? They took away
because
your
I wanted to listen to Glenn on my way home without
right,
putting
and
my
you
phone
can't.
in.
And you can't.
Yeah,
now.
I have to stream it on my phone.
I got it.
Wow.
But it doesn't come with your Tesla.
So I'm sure that not every AM radio station also broadcasts on a digital band of FM, like a HD channel.
A lot of them now, yes.
So I wonder if
Lot of
that's a
them
way you could try to find what you're looking for, but not every station is going to be doing
I
that.
know 1190, whatever Glenn is not doing HD.
Okay, see?
Yeah,
that sucks.
way. They should too, because nobody.
They should, definitely.
And then people will say, well, just put it on your phone.
Yeah.
And see, not all cars. It has to be when was the model year that they started doing the HD
18,
included?
I believe it was.
Yeah, 2018 or newer, right?
Yeah, I believe
so.
it's
If you got a
2018.
car before 2018, you can't even do it that way.
Correct.
Well, that sucks.
And I don't even think it's been so long. I think I do have an HD radio that we got when everything started going HD, but that's
that was a long time ago. Really?
I think I still do have an actual
Do you
HD
really?
radio. Yeah.
High definition or AM stereo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tried all kinds of things to
I
play
know.
music
I
on
know.
AM, and it just didn't work. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Take it out of the car.
Well, what we're going to do is walk down the hall and fill in for Glenn and Stu, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Keith and Hillary will handle the overtime.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.